The day Jesus died. It was a sad day when Jesus died. Angry soldiers put a crown of sharp thorns on Jesus' head. They made him carry a heavy cross. When Jesus fell and hurt his knees, a man from the crowd helped him. The soldiers nailed Jesus' hands and his feet to the cross and raised it up towards the sky. The sky grew dark, and with one last breath, Jesus died. When have you ever felt sad? Jesus felt down because the cross was heavy and hurt his knees, it says. Who helps you when you get hurt? The day Jesus died. It was a very sad day when Jesus died. The soldiers who had arrested Jesus teased him for preaching to be a king. They took his clothes and put a king's purple cloak on him. They made him a crown of vines with sharp thorns and put it on Jesus' head. Ouch! The soldiers made Jesus carry a heavy wooden cross. The cross was too heavy for him. Jesus fell and skinned his knees, and the cross tumbled to the ground. A man in the crowd carried the cross the rest of the way. The soldiers nailed Jesus' hands and feet to the cross. They laid Jesus' cross up on a hill between two other men. The other men were thieves, and they were being crucified too. One of the men was angry with Jesus. If you are a powerful king, why can't you save yourself? Why don't you save us too? The man spat at Jesus. But the other thief believed in Jesus. He shouted back, "Don't you know who this is? This is God's son. He hasn't done anything wrong. We are being punished for our mistakes. But Jesus shouldn't be here." The man turned to Jesus and asked, "Will you take me to heaven with you?" Jesus looked at the man and loved him. Jesus told him, "Yes, today you will be in heaven together." After a while, the world grew very dark, as if a terrible thunderstorm was coming. It was as if all of creation was crying because Jesus was about to die. Jesus was feeling all alone and prayed to see if God was still there. Of course, God never left Jesus. God was with him the whole time. Jesus looked at the crowd. He was so sad that people didn't believe that he was God's son. He asked God to forgive them for killing him. The soldiers offered him some sour wine, but he didn't want to drink it. He was ready to die. Finally, Jesus had fought for long enough. He said, "God, the work you gave me to do here is finished." He breathed a final, long, slow breath, and then he died. So this is the color sheet for today's lesson. And then you can go find your Jesus Died purple crucified page. Let's look at this dark one first. It says, when someone dies, friends and family often gather to say goodbye at a funeral or a memorial service. There are many parts to funeral or memorial service that help people remember and celebrate the life of the person who died. Let's color in the little hearts on the pictures that show the things that would help comfort you. So whatever you think would help comfort you. Up here it's sad tears or flowers, music, Bible verses, happy memories, friends and family, and prayer. You can definitely color in more than one. You might color in all of them. Which ones would help you? And then you can work to color in the word crucified and the cross. And then this says, did you know? In Bible times, it was common for people who have died to be buried in a cave called a tomb. After Jesus' body was put in a tomb, it was sealed with a big boulder. Read about Jesus' burial in Matthew 27:57 through 61, and circle the names of the people who are with Jesus in the tomb. So you can have a grown-up help read that Matthew passage, and then you'll circle the names of who was in the tomb with you. And it says, today we don't know the location of Jesus' tomb. The Garden Tomb in Jerusalem is one possible place. And then we're going to go work on our Holy Week number 7 and 8. So go get your big poster board. So I just grabbed our sheet. It looks like we're almost done. But this time, we're going to color number 7. And we'll color number 8 too. This one said Jesus was wrapped in a linen cloth and put in the tomb. So a little bit after Jesus had died on the cross, some of the women put him in a cloth to get him ready, and then they put him in a tomb. So I just finished coloring in my number 7 and 8, so we can look at our whole Holy Week so far. Jesus enters Jerusalem. Jesus cleanses the temple. Jesus and the disciples share the Last Supper. Jesus prays in Gethsemane. Judas betrays Jesus, and Jesus is arrested. Pilate questions Jesus. Then Jesus is put on the cross, and Jesus is wrapped in a linen cloth and placed in the tomb. As much as today was a sad story, we know there's much more to come. So next week, the story is going to be a little bit different. Have a great week.